like to recognize. One is a group that we haven't seen for a few years, and we're really glad to have them back. And that is our friends from north of the border in Canada. And we really appreciate you guys coming and supporting us. And before I forget it, I'm going to let George talk a little bit about Citroëns.
Yep. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, a couple of years ago, we started Citroën V, partially because the CCNA was going to change their newsletter policy, and there's some issues with that. Anyway, we've continued with Citroën V, and we've, if someone hasn't already registered for Citroën V and would like to, we do have a publication that is web-based now, but we still do a calendar every year for paid members as well. So you're more than welcome to join that if you'd like. And we have over 1,200 people now that get Citroën V, actually around the world. Even Citroën themselves read Citroën V, and the articles we've written about the history of North America, the Peugeot people and Citroën themselves have actually learned the history of Citroën in North America by reading what we've written. So, you know, for those of you that have contributed articles over the years as well, we'd like to suggest you continue to do that. We've had great feedback from some of the articles we've had. We did a great article on the traction avant recently, thanks to Per Anstrom, who wrote that article and did amazing research, dug up all the stuff about Bud Automotive and Andre going over here and talking to them, and it was really interesting. So we'd like to continue that thread, and it's very much with your support. We do offer a free version of Citroën V as well, and that gets you onto the website to browse the galleries and things like that. But for people that do subscribe as a member to our publication, we actually have an archive section where we have hundreds of technical manuals and Citroën promotional brochures, videos that you see on YouTube that all of a sudden disappeared. We download and stuff them in there for you to be able to take a look at and download at your own free will and use them. So we've got a ton of things on that site. It's growing every day, and we're very committed to maintaining that. So we hope you'll support us as a resource. We have a technical documents archive area that we're very, very proud of, and I thank you for your participation. And if you'd like to, you can simply give me your name. If you're not in Citroën V, we'll get you on the list right here and sign you up, no problem, okay? And people have asked me about shirts. We do have these shirts as well if you'd like them. And if someone would like to order a shirt tonight, I'll get the size you want and the logo you want. If you're going to Rendezvous, we'll give it to you there, okay? So it's a month away. You can order it now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, George. Now, he said that magic word, rendezvous, and you know, this is sort of our first outing here on the East Coast. It's sort of a warm-up for the real deal. And the real deal is about a month off. We have Robert Monteleone here, and I'd like him to give you a little bit of an update on the plans for that.
Thanks. The dates are, I'm sure I'm speaking to the converted here. The dates are the 13th to the 15th of June. The Thursday, that's a Friday through Sunday, but the Thursday night dinner at Mamma Mia's is an opt-in dinner, and it really has been a lot of fun to be there for that, for people that drive up early. I heard that there are a few rooms that just became available at the Springs. If anyone's looking to jump on that bandwagon, they can get into the Springs, which is kind of the center of the activity. The main day on Saturday, Lakeside Farms, we're back in Lakeside, which seemed to be a popular favorite a few years ago. We'll have an all-day event there, breakfast in the morning at 9 o'clock, all-day show field, and the banquet there in the pavilion. So I'm really excited for that. There's food and service and, you know, great facilities and everything on site. They work with us really well behind the scenes. And the rest is on the Drive She Said website. I don't want to take up more of your time, but if you have any questions, just see me tonight or tomorrow, and I'd welcome to answer anything, or if you want to jump on and participate, let me know. Thanks.
Thank you, Robert. Before I get to the awards presentation, I'm not sure how many of you saw that the cake was made special for the night. I want to thank George and his management for getting that for us. Very proud to say that in addition to it being the 80th anniversary of Citroën's Traction Avant and CX, this happens to be the 20th anniversary of Bradnoss Automotive. The young folks in my family reminded me a few moments ago that one of them was 4 years old, I think, when I started, almost 5, and the other one was a whopping 2, I think. And as you see, they've grown up to be something to be very proud of. So, my wife Anna Mae, which I hope most of you have met, and Jennifer and Andrew and Andrew's girlfriend Kathy, my family has been very supportive. And when I'm planning for this and I'm bouncing ideas off of them, they're making it better, and I really appreciate their help too. So thank you very much. All right, so I think we'll get to what we're probably all wanting to hear are the results. What I can tell you is that Anna Mae and I counted the ballots this evening when I got home, and they were, if I find them here, if I have them. Oh, here. Ah! You want to help me present them? All right, well, we did not have a couple classes were not filled, which is not surprising when you have 15 different classes, but the ones that were, a couple of them were absolutely neck and neck. There was Citroën SM for one thing, that was right down to the wire. So you can all be very proud of your cars. The cars are spectacular anymore. The days of one coming in that we wonder if it's going to get back home are gone. You're not home yet.
Nobody told me that.
All right, the first judging category, we had someone here who had a car that qualified but refused to register, and we don't allow that. Oh. So we're going to present the best early D series to Carter Willis.
All right, Carter. Yeah.
Well, that's a nice guy.
Okay, on this next one, when you talk about getting right down to the line, this one was right down to the line. In fact, we had a tie. And thank goodness I've got a young lady at home that runs a computer well, and she was able to present or to print a second award. So for the best late D series, I'd like Gabe Bandy and Paul Anderson to please come forward for their awards. Now, I'm going to take a break in the action because I just forgot what I should have said before I started this. We have some winners here tonight that aren't on this list necessary. Carlisle Events has a couple different categories of competitions that they do. I was really proud this morning that we were able to get Paul Anderson's car into their professional judging class, and I can't think of the exact wording of it, but Paul's car was in that class, and his car will be on display tomorrow with all of the other cars that were in that class, and we're rooting for him to get an award tomorrow. So just having his car recognized and put in that class was a big deal, so congratulations.
Thanks, Chris.
The other thing that I had in the flyer, and it's something to keep in mind for future years, on Friday, those who come with their cars on Friday and are here by noon or shortly after noon are eligible for what is called, to be chosen as the Carlisle Elite. And there's actually a couple people here, including myself. I think Chris was chosen for that one time. And it's basically the the management and employees of Carlisle Events who happen to know a little bit about cars and what they like and what they don't, they go around on Friday and they pick the top 10 cars that are on display on Friday, and they're chosen to be awarded a Carlisle Elite Award. And I'm proud to say that Dale Martin had his SM chosen this year, so his car will be recognized for that. And then today, there's another award that Carlisle Events does, and their management people go around and they look at every country of origin of the cars. So they look at the German cars and they pick the best German car, they pick the best Italian car, they pick the best French car, etc. And I'm very happy to say that Carl Urb's 15.6 was chosen as the best French car in Spain. And I'd like to thank you also for your help with the seminar and the girls and guys who helped with registration. Thank you very much. All right, so the next award we're giving away is the best 2CV sedan, and this one came from quite a distance. It's George Dyke from Toronto. Now, we're down to the best A-Series truckette. I'd like to call Judy Ryder up.
That's the only.
I wasn't going to mention that, Judy. We're going to announce that the best Diane was Martin Gambini from Baskin Ridge. Thanks for coming.
Judy, the competition was very stiff.
Thank you very much for coming. Oh, hold on, Martin.
Very good.
You were facing that way.
Okay, here's another one that was a little bit of competition. The next two classes, which were CXs, and again, we had a good turnout, a lot of nice cars. Brian Peters got the award for the best Series 1. I think maybe Princess Grace might have had a little something to do with that. For the best Series 2 CX, Lou Bevere from Canonsburg, Pennsylvania. Nice car, buddy. Good job. Good job.
Brad, what's the difference between Series 1 and Series 2?
Well, the easiest way for me to tell you, and I'm not a CX specialist, generally the CX Series 1 had chrome bumpers, and the Series 2 were when they came out with the painted bumpers. I think the changeover was in '86, if I'm right.
Yeah, that's right.
I believe that. So that's the easiest way to tell is what kind of bumpers they have on them. Now here was one that was knockout, drag out, knock 'em down, rock 'em, sock 'em robots. There were so many votes for so many different cars that we thought we were going to have a multi-way tie, but we didn't for the Citroën SM. That goes to Dale Martin from Midland, Michigan. After last night, we call him Grandpa.
Thank you, Sonny.
I have to tell you that we were all at one table at dinner, and we all had one waitress. He came in a little later, and he ended up with another waitress from a different part of the restaurant. And every time she came over to talk to him, she bent down. Is everything okay, Grandpa? And we thought that she didn't think he could hear her. So I thought was going to tell her he's the youngest looking 85 I've ever seen. All right, so the next one, and this guy tries to disqualify himself from judging too, but I'm not allowed to. So I got the award for the best traction avant. I'd love to see it. Actually, it was fairly close. And you know, Rich Bazaar loves his car. Rich came down through some really bad weather coming down on Friday. And he got about 25 miles from here off of Route 15 onto a little back road that comes into Carlisle called Route 34. And he went around a corner and there was a bunch of standing water in the road, and when he ran through it, apparently his front exhaust pipe was on the verge of breaking off, and it snapped off and I guess was dragging on the road. And he stopped at some little truck garage out in the middle of nowhere, and he explained to the guy what was going on and if he could help him, and the guy said, "Sure, I'll take care of it." So he welded the exhaust back together, and he gave Rich a bill for $5. And Rich said he started the car the next morning. He said it had been rattling for years and the rattle was gone. So maybe we all be so lucky to find that $5 mechanic again. Most shops won't even check your air for $5. All right, well, let's go on to the best traction avant 15.6. There was a lot of competition in that category too. But we'd be proud to give it to Carl Herb.
I want to thank Brad for making up so many categories. It seems some of us could win.
When Carl was telling you during the seminar today about his finding that car in Chicago, he forgot to mention one thing. Brad had come into work late at night. I think it was probably about 9 o'clock at night, and there was a voicemail that he had left, I think, around 6 in the evening after I left for home. "Please give me a call. I'd like to talk to you." And I'm not even sure we had ever talked on the phone before.
Never talked.
I called him, and he was on his way to Chicago to buy the 15.6. So
To look at it.
to look at
And
it.
decided to buy it.
So he and I were talking about the 15.6 before he even saw it in person. So.
And he actually thought I got a good deal.
Well, you did.
Okay, so now for
You
the
got trophies.
our category called special category, which again there was a lot of competition for this. There were some really unusual, really cool vehicles there. Every one of them was really nice. And the winner is Paul Hansen from North Granby, Connecticut. Okay. Before I do the best of show, and my wife was kind enough to fill in the names on these awards, we haven't filled in this next one because I want to make absolutely sure that I am correct in who is supposed to get it. Where's that piece of paper? Well, anyhow, there we go. Is there anyone, and I did this officially on my GPS, is there anyone who can officially tell me that they drove more than 584 miles in a Citroën under its own power to get here?
I went 612. I'm exactly 1,000 kilometers from
Jim, I did this on my GPS, and Indianapolis said it was 533 miles.
and I went to Philadelphia.
Oh, well, that don't count.
I missed the exit.
And while we're at it, I'm sure you all know Jim Haney. He's here clear from Indianapolis. We have people from Canada who came roughly 400 miles. And we have the Rigby family. They came here, my GPS says it's 529 miles to Knoxville.
I think it's 530.
Okay, I'm pretty close. Now, I think we've cleared the air, and I think the award goes to Dale Martin for the most miles driven in a Citroën. That could be it. Okay, so we only have one more to go, and that's best to show. We did have multiple cars voted on for that. A lot of cars voted on for that. So there were a lot of cars here that people thought were the best to show. But we can only give the award to one person, and that's going to be Paul Hansen again from Granbury, Connecticut. Lomax.
Oh, he's gonna have a convertible top?
He needs it.
Now, in addition to his award, I have to tell you that Ken and Polly Betch donated this beautiful Citroën beach umbrella, and that's going to be part of his award for the best of show. So I hope you can use that to shade yourself at car shows. Thank you. Congratulations.
At least you got to see what's.
I don't want it. I couldn't care less.
Now, when we one last recognition, and then we're going to start doing door prizes. I don't think there's too many of us in this room. I've been working on Citroëns or around them for 41 years now, or something like that. But there's a couple families here who drove nothing but Citroëns for a long, long time. Pete and Connie Lee, how long did you drive nothing but a Citroën? Quite a while?
Probably 45 or 50 years.
Yeah, but I think that I think I have to recognize Ken and Polly as probably being the couple in this room. And Ken told me a few weeks ago, how many years did you figure it was that you had nothing but Citroëns? 40 years. They had a 40-year run where they had nothing but Citroëns. And they didn't have a Honda sitting in the garage as a backup. They had two Citroëns, so that's quite a feat. We're really happy they could come tonight and have dinner with us. So thank you for coming. Now we're going to start with the youngest lady in the room to pull the first door prize winner. And then I think what your plans are, ladies, is to have that person then come up and draw the next number. Yep. So I'm going to let the youngest lady, who is Camille.
I'm not the youngest lady.
I'm going to let her draw a ticket, and then I'm going to hand the box off to her to go ahead and finish the door prizes. How it works is you come up, if your number's called, come up, and you can pick one door prize off of the table, whatever you would like.
One.
We want to make sure that we recognize, I can't tell you who all brought door prizes, but hopefully they're marked. And those of you who brought a door prize, please raise your hand. We appreciate that from everybody. And that's going to conclude the program. We'll do the door prizes, and then I think we're welcome to stay for a little while longer, George.
There you go, Carl.
We can stay and fraternize. All right. Thanks very much, folks, for coming.
Thank you.